is there a common thread among these nuclear and non-nuclear issues? And can that common thread be found from the perspective of both the regulator as well as the regulated industry? I think so. The common thread is communications, and more to the point, how good communication builds public trust and confidence. Let us think about it for a moment. In each of these examples I just mentioned, the way in which those who are responsible, namely government and industry, communicate with those who may be affected, namely the public, directly shapes their understanding of the matter under review or discussion. This understanding, or lack thereof, directly impacts the public's trust and confidence in how we do our jobs. As is the case in the nuclear industry, regulators and industry officials outside the nuclear arena also face similar challenges in building and maintaining public trust and confidence. In meeting this challenge, we all need to proactively communicate and engage with the public. And in doing so, we cannot assume that the general public has a high level of scientific and technical literacy. Some may, while the vast majority may not. Therefore, we must appropriately adapt to the public we serve by ensuring early, accurate, and understandable communications. At the end of the day, the public will reach their conclusions based on what information they take in, whether that information is scientifically supported or not. Now, going back to our interest in nuclear safety, the chart you're looking at is one that I've used in other talks. It is very relevant to today's topic, so I'm showing it again. The chart comes from a 2010 report on the risk of nuclear accidents prepared by the Nuclear Energy Agency. We know that nuclear power, because of its inherent risk, is unique and carries special concerns among the public. Let us look at the axes of this graph. The x-axis shows the public's degree of trust in the nuclear regulator, and the y-axis shows the degree to which the public believes that nuclear power plants can be operated in a safe manner. As you can see by looking at the upper right-hand quadrant, there's a strong correlation between trust in regulators and the public's perception of nuclear safety. The greater the trust in the regulator, the greater the belief that nuclear power plants can be operated safely. So how do we, the regulator and industry, build public trust and confidence in what we do for nuclear safety? This question brings me to the main focus of my remarks: effective public communication and meaningful engagement. You may reasonably ask, why is Ostendorff talking about this? He doesn't know anything about communications. I'm certainly not an expert, but rather, as many of you in the audience, I am a practitioner and user of communications. And I, along with you, continue to witness day in and day out the vital importance of communications for the NRC and the industry. Now, I touched on the topic of communications in last year's RIC address in a very brief discussion of the NRC's principles of good regulation, specifically the principle of clarity. The events of the intervening 12 months have highlighted its importance. And every one of us in this ballroom today shares responsibility for effective communication and meaningful engagement with the public.